The message from the world of spirit can be stated with simplicity. Perfect love is all there is, and perfect love must be experienced in the now. All else is fear's complexity. God is a four-letter word. L-O-V-E. God is love. And I've fully come to believe in this and feel this ever since I had a profound experience of my third eye, which I talk about in another video. But in that experience, I melted into like a sobbing baby. I didn't do anything. I felt like complete humbleness, humility. I surrendered fully, and this embrace came. This love, this light, this buzzing light filled me and overwhelmed me, and I just melted into it, and everything then was shimmering with this love light. And when that inner eye opened, it revealed that to me, and I could feel it with everything, and it was also buzzing within me, and it felt like love. That's the closest word that came to describing that feeling, just profound love. And I felt like a baby, like I was just, picked up by a mother, a cosmic mother, just hush, hush now, my child. It's okay, I'm here. You don't have to figure things out. You're not supposed to know everything. Surrender, you're taken care of. Become like a child. So ever since then, I've just been obsessed with that idea of really what we are, what consciousness is, what our source is, what the creator is, and is love. And that there is a creator, there is a source, because I felt this greater intelligence within me and all around me, again, embrace me. It felt like an embrace. It also felt like a grace, a profound state of grace. That word comes to mind. And the true essence of that greater intelligence that filled me was love. And that really in this experience we have on this planet, in this realm, whatever you wish to call it, in this dream, we really only have two choices, and that's love or fear. And really just making that choice, switching to love, that's what spirituality really is. It's just choosing to be in love. And when we choose to be in love, not romantically, of course, like in love with someone, but just to be dwelling in love, saturated in love, then you align with the vibration that is the foundational vibration of everything. So choosing love is choosing to align with the creative intelligence within everything. It is choosing to be aligned with God, with God's will, Father's will, in Jesus' words, in the flow of the universe. And all these other ideas that come up in enlightenment or awakening, it's really all just a means to realizing that you are perfect love, and it is all right now. Just like that opening quote said, all else is fear's complexity. So really the truth is simple and without effort, because you already are that love. You already are loved fully, and there's nothing you need to do. There's nowhere you need to go. There's nothing you need to gain. The only thing you really need to do is surrender and let go of the walls we have built up out of fear that are blocking love from us, or that appear to block love from us. So I'm fully convinced that if we want to awaken, to reach cosmic consciousness or Christ consciousness, to become enlightened beings, to become aligned with the universe, with the flow of goddess or God, it's really just to surrender to love. That is the ultimate key to it, and it's that simple. And fear makes everything else complicated. The attitude of one who wishes to work in conscious cooperation with the ascended host should not be, I wish I could go to them for instruction, but rather, I will so purify, discipline, and perfect myself, become such expression of divine love, wisdom, and power, that I can assist in their work. Then I will automatically be drawn unto them. I will love so constantly, so infinitely, so divinely, that the very intensity of my own light will open the way for them to accept me. Such a beautiful book, Unveiled Mysteries, and all the other books by Godfrey Ray King. Highly recommend them. But this is such a good idea, a way to approach it. It's not like, oh, I want help from these, spiritual masters or other gurus or ascended masters or what have you. I don't know. It's like, oh, I need instruction from angels or whatever. It's like, really, you should approach it as like, just have the discipline so that you become such a channel of love that you will automatically be drawn to them and join them. The continual outpouring of a feeling of peace and divine love to every person and everything unconditionally, no matter whether you think it be deserved or not, is the magic key that unlocks the door and releases instantly this tremendous inner God power. Fortunate indeed is he who has learned this law, for he then seeks to be all peace and love. So again, if we want to awaken, we must just continually have an outpouring of love to everything, no matter what it's doing, no matter its condition, no matter how it appears, no matter whether your mind, your egoic mind, thinks it's deserving or not. Doesn't matter. Unconditionally loving all things. And why? Because really the goal is to become aligned with Creator, with God, with Source, right? With Spirit. That's what spirituality is. Just becoming aligned with the universe. And since God is love, that's the way you align to Him, to it, to her. You align with it by being love. God is love, and he who abides in love abides in God, and God abides in him. Everything you teach, you are learning. Teach only love, and learn that love is yours, and you are love. And that is a major theme, I would say, in the Course in Miracles, which is a written channeling of Yeshua ben Joseph, or Jesus. And he says, what you put out is what you get back. It's that law of the universe, law of physics, or you reap what you sow, or that reality is a mirror. What you put out, again, is reflected back to you. So teach only love, and therefore that's all you will ever receive. Whenever you are not wholly joyous, it is because you have reacted with a lack of love. This one's so good. It makes it so simple, right? It's like, whenever you're not happy, it's because you have chosen not to treat someone else with love or perceive something else with love. It's that simple. Love is your safety. Fear does not exist. Identify with love and you are safe. Identify with love and you are home. Identify with love and find yourself. So all of our trouble arises from an identity problem and an authority problem, is that we've chosen to identify with this egoic thought of personality, or this idea of separation, right? That I'm a body, I'm by myself, I need to figure it out, I need to survive. And really, if you choose to identify with love instead, it changes everything. Identify with love, and you enter paradise, you enter home, you enter heaven on earth. You realize that you are the one energy that's within everything, and that intelligence will take care of you. That intelligence knows what's best for you. That intelligence knows you better than you know yourself. So surrender to it and identify with it instead of the voice of fear. Love is all that exists. Love is a universal communication. It is the energy that has created the universe and is keeping it going. God is love. The choice to function on the love-centered motivational frequencies where you are designed to function is the only choice that brings freedom. A good reminder again that it's all your choice. You choose which your allegiance is to, fear or love. And the choice for love is the only choice that brings freedom, that brings enlightenment, that brings awakening. For I should not have known how to love the Lord if he had not loved me. For who is able to distinguish love except the one that is loved? I have united to him, for the lover has found the beloved. And because I shall love him that is the Son, I shall become a son. For he that is joined to him that is immortal will also himself become immortal. And he who has pleasure in the living one will become living. Odes of Solomon are very beautiful, and I highly recommend them. And they really remind me of some passages from the Upanishads. Those declarations or epiphanies of, Brahman is all things. Everything is him. It is the light in the hearts of all. So surrender to him. Surrender to this light that is in all things. And its essence is love. And he cannot be realized through the mind, through thinking. Its only realization comes through love. To simply love Atum in thought with singleness of heart and to follow the goodness of his will, this is philosophy, unsullied by intrusive cravings for pointless opinions. Love is the mother. We are her sons. She shines inside us, visible, invisible, as we trust or lose trust, or feel it start to grow again. True alchemy is the transformation of the energy of fear into the power of love. The Supreme Lord who pervades all existence, the true self of all creatures, may be realized through undivided love. I give you a new commandment, that you love one another. Just as I have loved you, you also should love one another. Love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy strength. This is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like unto it. Love thy neighbor as thyself. There is none other commandment greater than these. The good news which the world Redeemer brings, and which so many have been glad to hear, zealous to preach, but reluctant apparently to demonstrate, is that God is love, that he can be and is to be loved, and that all without exception are his children. Because love is the most powerful force in the universe, it is also the most frightening until it has been entered into completely. This is a really interesting idea, right? That it's so powerful that it can be scary until you fully surrender into it. I think it's kind of relatable because it's such an overwhelming feeling and embrace that it is like a death of the ego, or the identification with the body or with the personality, with this separate self, this idea of separate self. Because surrendering to that love, that melts away, and you realize your oneness with everything. So it does feel like kind of a death, which I guess makes sense that it might be scary. There is nothing but love. Don't let the masks and postures fool you. One of my favorite quotes, because that's what this reality is like, right? This experience on earth is that a lot of things don't appear to be love. People can be mean, people can attack, people can kill, all these negative things, right, that can happen. Don't let the masks and postures fool you. Even those characters, even those performances, even those dramas are still love. Don't let them fool you. It's just a dream. To comprehend God, you must open your heart to a love greater than any you have ever known. You must die to your former identity patterns and come to know your true identity within my being. This is the death and rebirth that leads to eternal life. Again, this idea of surrender, of death, and a rebirth. You must open to a love that's greater than anything else you can imagine. And you must shift your identity patterns to identify with this love, with this unity, not with this separate self. And it feels like a death. Those who manifest the wisdom of light will continue to evolve into the thrones and dominions of light and no longer wander in the profane consciousness of the earth. Those who see the house of light and dance in the light bring the light into their body cosmos. There is no true liberation without love. There is no true liberation without love. Not through sitting in a cave for decades, not through chanting mantras for many, many years over and over, not by memorizing scripture, not by getting really good at asanas and yoga, not by any of these outer things. It's only through love. Your intuitive heart is the doorway that stands between the worlds. In your willingness to go against all reason, all defenses, all habits, all patterns, all superstitions, and many teachings to say, I will love, you walk in the light. So really, what is our task? Our task is only to extend love, to express love, to really allow it to flow through us, because we are it already. So I don't really have to do anything other than get out of the way and let it flow through us. Because really, outside of us, nothing will bring us fulfillment. Nothing from the outer experience will give us this love. But we must allow it to flow through us for us to receive it. So we must give it away, love everything unconditionally. Holy Father, what would you have this day be for? I am your child, and therefore I am your servant, for I know that where I walk, you walk with me, and nothing is impossible to me. For of myself I could never do anything, but you, Holy Father, through me can do all things. All I need to do is be out of your way. And each time I choose to be the presence of love, I have given up the illusion of separation, and you can live through me. This world can bring nothing to me of value, not a single thing, not an object, not a bank account. There is nothing here that holds any true value for you. Therefore, there is nothing that I can draw to myself, but there is everything that I can give to this world. For I have tasted of the only thing that holds value, love. Just love. Just love. Just love. Love is all things. Love embraces all things, allows all things, trusts all things, celebrates all things, and continually gives itself away.